operation of a bar restaurant at the Webster Sandbar Park building. The intent is that respondents of the expression of interest will be reviewed, and then a selection from those respondents will go through an RFP process. And it's going to be about an 8-week advertised period, and then by mid to end February, I forget what the exact date is, we'll get those responses. So we encourage any local restaurant, bar, or investors that are interested in operation of that building to definitely put their name in the hat at this point in time so that they can be further reviewed in the RFP process.
Mary, I mean, obviously the town newspaper is Webster, but the efforts are going to be made to make sure that any possible bar or restaurant locally that would be considered doing this, there's trade magazines, there's ways to reach out. It'll be beyond Webster.
Yes, yep, we're going through our address books and local organizations to make sure that we reach out to as many potential parties as possible.
Great. All right.
I move we advertise and solicit written expressions of interest for the operation of a bar/restaurant at the Town of Webster Sandbar Park building and surrounding area. And said advertisement be published in the Webster December 22nd, 2021 Webster Herald edition. Second.
Councilman Lee?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Capelli? Aye. Supervisor Thornhill?
Aye. And two things, because that pertains to Sandbar Park, that I want to bring up is, one, I really hope that the current proprietors of the Bayside Pub, they put in an expression of interest. I would be really happy with that, but I also understand that things change and life moves on, and Harry, you're retired, right? I mean, you can't do everything the same forever. And the second is I would be remiss if I didn't mention that yesterday was a very big day for Webster. We got awarded $2.3 million from New York State CFA applications that were made for Sandbar Park. So to date, let's put it this way, back on November 4th, 6 weeks ago, this board bonded an aggregate of $9.5 million for the ready flood mitigation in the Sandbar Park improvement. $9.5 million. To date, we have over $5 million of that $9.5 that is covered by grants. The ready grants being around 2.6. This CFA grant that we just got yesterday at 2.3. And the sale of Yankee Stadium in that deal, there were $300,000 that was apportioned to Sandbar Park. That means that at this point, the worst case scenario is that the town citizens would be indebted through bonds for about $4.5 million. And I know there's been some miscommunication out there that the bonding of the $9.5 million back on November 4th was a fait accompli, that the bonds would be $9.5 million. And we knew from our presentations that, well, that's not the case. We already had the ready grants of $2.6 million and the Yankee Stadium money. And now, yesterday, we just found out we got another $2.3 million. That's a big day. Big day. So, moving on.
I just wanted to add in that I'd like to give acknowledge the hard work that Matt Chatfield has done
Big time.
in obtaining these grants for Webster as the executive director of Webster Economic Development Association.
Yes, his notification to us showed us that it was like the second largest grant in the Fair Lakes area, and that it was very, very high in New York State's opinion as far as lakefront development.
Matt has derived millions of dollars for not only the town but also the board of Webster through his grant writing. He's very, very talented young man, and we're very fortunate to have him.
It's actually a very unique partnership with Webster Economic Development. It's a partnership of town, village, school district, business improvement district, and the chamber. And that is something that came out of years ago, many, many years of work on the Case for Business Committee in the Chamber of Commerce that I served on for years. We saw
He really hasn't. I've made a slang statement that if we have a project in town that's $2 million, Matt, go out and get us $2.1 million of grant. It's just so much easier to move a project ahead if it's all paid for, not with bonding and indebtedness to the town. It makes it a lot easier.